For the last 22 years, the gaming industry has known an event named E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo. 22 years ago, it was a simple trade meeting in the back of a conference room in some hotels that just had to do with video game developers in the industry, sharing secrets and trying to steer the industry to the way that would make it grow. Today, in 2017, it's one of the first years in a long time that it's open to the public. This week-long event brings in hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue to the city of LA. There are people coming from literally all around the globe, from Canada, from Tokyo, just to see what's coming up. This event has changed from something that was meant to really talk about what's important in gaming to a consumer event. And today, on Point of Interest, Andy Borkowski, I want to discuss the idea of E3 drifting into obsolescence, that it is no longer needed, and I would even posit that it hurts where games need to go. I'm joined this week by Hunter Carson as well. We don't normally get him on the show, but I'm glad to have him here.
Glad to be here.
Oh, you cut me off, damn it.
Oh.
And Liam Brand, who is an unfortunate name that we see here all too often. Now,
3 times in one day.
That's it.
Look at that.
Both of you are young. You were in media studies, film school, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Media production.
There you go. In the city of Toronto here. And you are on either sides of this coin. One side doesn't really see the point of E3. The other loves it more than he loves his mama. Before we get into that, I wanted to share a story because I'm very fortunate, and I recognize that, to have had the ability to go to E3 from Toronto twice. The first time was perhaps the most exciting time. I was a youth of 24 heading to the big city of LA, which I've never been before, during the 2013 E3. Now, that particular E3 was a very special one. That was the reveal of the Xbox One. That was the reveal of the PlayStation 4. I was there amidst thousands of other sweaty creatures, probably a few rows away, when Andrew House walked out with the PlayStation 4 in his hands. And it was a really surreal moment. It was really, really special. And I'm really glad I had that. But as the days progressed, you slowly realize that companies like Ubisoft spend thousands of dollars to bring in these fancy cars that you could play the crew in, or paying unfortunate souls to dress up as zombies and grab at you for the Dead Rising series. There was very little actual examination of new games. It was very much a consumer event, with even journalists dressing up as anime characters to play Breath of the Wild. It felt very unnatural, like this strange bedfellow of a CES and a Comic-Con. And after going again the following year, I came to the conclusion that for what I want from games, for games to be seen as a work of art that can be examined and cared for and improve someone's life, an event that depicts them as products furthers a narrative that I don't want. Video games should have Cannes, the Cannes Film Festival. They shouldn't have CES. We shouldn't have the same sort of Apple, the last talk that happened this week, learning about all their new MacBook Pros. I want there to be Sundance for games. And there are events like that, but when the biggest thing in your gaming calendar is an event that is all about PR, that's all about the publishers and not the developers, it hurts the industry and it hurts where these games are going. Now, I've had a lot of time to talk about this. Liam, you disagree a little bit.
Yeah, I absolutely disagree, just because it's such an experience for fans. It's not just, it's not just PR people spewing their crap at us and we're kind of like nodding our heads like, oh, all right, I guess. It's something that so many fans look forward to every single year. And it's at that time of year where all the biggest games have come out. You're probably finishing up and your interest in games is kind of wavering and you're like looking for something new to play. And
as a fan.
Exactly. Or just, as a gamer. And E3 is always something that's always there that gets you back into gaming. It gives you something to be excited about, for you and your friends to kind of fawn over and like get all hyped up about or whatever. And it's just like, it's a good experience, and it's something that I believe just keeps the game industry driving forward, and it keeps gamers excited about games. And, you know, it is like, you know, it's corporate and it's PR, but it's fun, and it's not like just stupid brainwashing. And most of the time it's not just,
there's no, you don't think there's any stupid brainwashing?
there's a little bit, but I don't know that many people who fall into it. You know, everybody,
The
you know,
PR speak of almost every major corporation. The idea that they're patronizing journalists so much to give them these blandishments and let these pretty girls come and show them how the new Xbox One works. Like, we've been to some gaming events here in the city. Why are they in nightclubs? Why are there beautiful women handing us the new controller for the Nintendo Switch? It's
like
just, it goes against everything that these games should be. But it's a fair point that it helps the culture of those who are watching it. I would posit that I might disagree with that, but I don't think it helps the culture of those who are reporting on it or how it's developing. Hunter, where do you stand on this one?
Well, I think that E3, it's important for the video game industry. It is something we should have. It's like, you know, it's what auto shows are for cars, basically. But I think it's sort of been corrupt. Now I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that due to the rise of the YouTube gaming scene, I think that E3 has kind of become more spectacle, more bark, and not enough bite, if you will.
What's the bite?
The bite is the content. It's what it delivers. It's like saying, okay, here's our thing. Here's the tech specifications for it, and this is what it does. Now it's like, whoa, here's our thing. Guys in costumes. The CEO comes out. We've got Aisha Tyler making some cringeworthy jokes on stage, and by the way, new Assassin's Creed, you know, it should really be like, here is our new Assassin's Creed game. This is the upgrade in graphics that we've done from this year to, you know, this year. This is where the setting's being moved. This is why we're moving the story here. It should really be.
But Liam, just to speak to that, Liam, don't you think that would undercut some of the positives that E3 brings in terms of enriching the culture of people that are watching it? If it was a little too,
I personally
dry.
just hate YouTube culture a lot.
No, but I
like,
mean,
I hate the YouTube gaming communities, the people that, like what Hunter is saying.
We are that.
Yeah,
we're a
but
YouTube
like
gaming
I mean
community.
the popular ones.
Okay.
Like I mean like the Let's Players and whatnot,
Yeah.
and how E3 has kind of changed to accommodate to those kinds of YouTubers. I really think E3 should be more trying to accommodate to our kind of YouTube, not to sound really like elitist, but there's a lot of different really interesting YouTube gamers out there that would go
sophisticated YouTube
that would want to go and interview the actual writers of the game and get like some good deep insight on it.
I will say though that at the E3 events, you're not going to get the writers. You're going to get the PR people, or in many cases, that's when you have access to like the brand directors, the
just care
Major
about
Nelsons, which are the big people. Like in many cases, you do get to speak to the big people. But Hunter, I'll let you continue with what you're saying. So your concern is that it is perhaps too zhuzhed up, and not focused on the core info that's being disseminated.
I think that the writers of the games, they are big people. They're not recognized as
they are
that.
pretty large. They're fat people.
The thing is, the general audience thinks that, oh wow, it's the CEO of the company. He's a huge deal. Let's have him out on stage. But the CEO, he didn't make the game. He oversaw it. He helped pay for it. It's the writers and, you know, the directors. I mean, of course they have the directors, you know, Kojima, he'll come out and whatever. But with
the game directors.
The game director. Yeah, he's an auteur. He's the Steven Spielberg
I
of
think
gaming.
there's a lot of game directors. There's the Randy Pitchforks. There's the Todd Howards.
Yeah.
You know, there is the Aaron Flynn's that are coming out. Like some of the good people come out.
Some of the directors, like Todd Howard, he understands what kind of it takes to make the game, what goes into making it. So when he comes out on stage, it's a lot more interesting to hear his input rather than just, you know, PR guy number 700.
Andrew Wilson,
Well,
the
that's
CEO of EA versus a Todd Howard from Bethesda. You're getting very different substances.
I
from
prefer
those two.
the press conferences, honestly, a lot
Yeah.
to like the on-floor coverage of, like, you know, you could watch 20 different YouTubers, but you're going to get the exact same interview every time because the PR guys will only give out the information.
That's my problem.
I know. And honestly, I agree. That's shit. But the press conferences are honestly a magical moment. Watching those live and watching them unfold and just all the exciting announcements announcements after announcements, and you get to see your favorite guys, your favorite writers, directors, and whatnot. I don't give a shit about that EA guy. I don't really care about EA's press conference.
Yeah, but you can do that without all the pizzazz, without all the guys in Plants vs. Zombies costumes coming out and dance. What was that one time? Didn't they do like the a break dance on stage?
They've had Just Dance people come out. They've had extended talks about things in EA that they have to talk about that don't concern any gamers whatsoever.
PlayStation doesn't do that with their press conferences. PlayStation's press conferences, or Sony's press conferences, have rarely faltered in the past couple of years. They have been dead solid.
Okay, let me go ahead.
Microsoft's was pretty good, and Ubisoft a little bit iffy. But even Bethesda's last year, that was their very first press conference, but that was solid almost all the way through.
They killed that because they had gameplay to show, and I think it's developers that push that, not publishers. Mm-hmm. Bethesda's a rare case where they started as developers and then got enough money to become publishers. Yeah. But just generally the whole event, for the reason that you brought up, Liam, that the actual information you get, the real journalism and the real people that are going to speak to the culture of gaming that are available there are saying one message. For a program like ours or Kotaku or the big name guys that want to get the real to the bone info and the stuff that actually excites you, you're not going to get that at E3 because everyone is a PR rep that needs to stay on point. And that's a big problem for me. And just the second, probably most salient issue is the fact that these big showcases really put the stuff that you love, Liam, really push the notion that you need to be loyal to a brand. It's literally done by the different brands and the games that are under the brand's umbrella. Yeah. And I think that way of looking at art is not something that benefits the production of new ideas and developments. I think the fact that it is under the brand umbrella hurts me and you because they have to include Madden 2018 with the new Star Wars game.
It would just be called Madden 18. Andy. Come on.
Keep
up with their name.
Sorry, again, taxonomy's beneath me, but I hate the fact that we need to have a CEO coming on stage that's saying the stuff to his investors that kind of diminishes what these great games and stories could be. Like, imagine they do this kind of stuff with Marvel titles and Marvel movies a lot. Imagine if they did this at Cannes, though, at the Cannes Film Festival, if they treated it like E3. You guys are both into film. It's something that's important to you. Doesn't it grind your gears?
Paramount press conference.
Yeah, or the idea that, the guy that's coming out for, I don't even want to, like Sofia Coppola is coming out with her new amazing film at Cannes that's killing people. And then right afterwards, we have another one of the lesser players at DreamWorks that's doing his. No, it's about singular works of art and showcasing it to the public. And I think that is what we need here. Don't you think, Liam, that the public, the culture would benefit if this was set up more like a Comic-Con? If you had a real celebration. No, but a Comic-Con is for everything nerdy. I want something that's a Comic-Con for gamers. I want something that can still have new info, new things, but it's not separated so much into the brands that we have. That doesn't tickle your penis?
That's not an E3 problem. That's just the way the market is set up and has always been set up. It's brand rivalry, and that's not because of E3. That's because of how it's always been. Xbox or PlayStation, Nintendo or Sega. Isn't there a way to still have the things you like about this evil enterprise without having to go through this every year? Because I know it's exciting. I get it. And I like that. And I like the characterization of each brand, too. I like that. I know, but I do. I like the Sony reps. And I like seeing that versus, Reggie comes out for Nintendo and that sort of shit.
Aisha Tyler,
it is
man.
great.
She's so fun.
Or Yves.
Every time
Yves coming out. The Ubisoft CEO is coming out.
Yeah.
The damn Frenchman. I think it is obsolete because we've passed the point where this is the same as a microwave. Where Last of Us 2 is not the new MacBook. And I really do believe that E3 pushes that kind of narrative. Yeah. From the way that the conferences are set up, and even like you said, the redundancy of the information you get. Yeah. It's just it sickens me a little bit, but I understand why you love it so much. So it's a difficult thing for me to say. Go ahead, Hunter.
I mean, I think that in terms of just sensationalizing everything, it's also the fact that they choose. I mean, this is I'm just throwing this out of nowhere. But have you ever noticed that at E3, they like to throw in a lot of pre-rendered stuff? Like the companies that really care about their games, like Rockstar, will make all their reveal trailers that they drop at E3.
Yeah, you'll never get a CG trailer from,
That's the thing. Reveal trailers should be, revealing the game. That's, the type of thing you should be seeing. Pre-rendered trailers, that is the sensationalization of video gaming right there. It's, wow, look how cool this thing is. It's cinematic. It's like a movie.
This
Not.
exists.
Yeah, it's not, and it
pointless,
shouldn't be, and that's not what the final product will be. I'd go so far as to say it's almost lying to your audience, but
they've gotten in trouble for that in the past. But I guess
not exactly that.
Running out of time here. E3 is happening, and a lot of people are excited about it. Hunter, what do you think should be done to the Electronic Entertainment Expo? We got Kanye West and Steven Spielberg coming in the last few years. What do you think should be done?
I think that E3, ditch the celebrity cameos. You don't need
kill Kanye West.
You just kill him. Just kill him.
All right, Hunter.
All right.
Don't. Okay. We'll cut that part.
Yeah. I think, again, they just need to take away the sort of pizzazz. And I know that's, to a lot of people, that's the fun of E3. But sorry, people, this pizzazz is honestly what's killing the genre of game, or just not the genre, killing gaming. Mm-hmm. It's the need to appeal to these millennial YouTube Let's Play channels with, bright lights and flashy colors. And I think that E3 really needs to go back to its roots, back to basics, and just shareholder meetings, tech demos. Look what we have. This is what it does.
B2B. Liam Brand, the brand man that loves his brands.
I do love my brands.
So what do we do? You okay?
Eliminate. I don't know. I agree. Speak more to the art of the games and less to the product that you're creating, but don't sacrifice the fun of it. And I keep the brand division.
Okay, so he believes, and with a big sneeze, that we should keep the brand division. You know where I stand here. I think we need to get away from E3 and get games closer to the Cannes Film Festival, baby. That's what I want. Let's be pretentious like all the other. If Sofia Coppola can win, so can The Last of Us 2, damn it. What do you guys think? E3's right around the corner. I know you're excited about it. Is it something that's obsolete? Are we just high-minded sophists that have no reason to speak here? Or is Liam Brand, in fact, brilliant? I can't believe I'm saying it. Okay, we got one vote. We're going to be back with E3 coverage, ironically, in the next few days. Thanks again. It's Andy Borkowski for POI.